The exquisite Euphrates River, one of history's most renowned waterways, has finally dried up, revealing a terrifying reality that has sent shockwaves worldwide. The Euphrates River, which begins in Turkey and flows through Syria and Iraq, has been a lifeline for successive civilizations, sustaining agriculture, trade, and supplying food for millions. However, the current drying up of this ancient canal has put in motion a chain of grave repercussions that require an immediate response. What do you think is the reason for the drying up of the Euphrates River? Why is this a significant cause for concern among the scientists and researchers? The Euphrates River, one of the two major rivers that make up the Tigris-Euphrates River system, is the largest river in Southwest Asia at 1,740 miles, which is 2,800 kilometers in length. The river begins in Turkey and runs through Syria and Iraq before turning southeast. The Euphrates River, which originates at the junction of the Karasu and Murat rivers in the Armenian highland, flows down between the principal Taurus mountain groups to the Syrian plateau. After joining the Tigris, it continues at Shatt al-Arab to the Persian Gulf, across western and central Iraq. In the past, its valleys were highly irrigated, and its banks were bordered with several large towns, some of whose remains are still visible today. It defines a region known historically as Mesopotamia with the Tigris. The Euphrates River, one of the world's most historic and important waterways, has finally dried up, and the consequences are terrifying. The river, which has been a source of life and livelihood for millions of people for thousands of years, is now reduced to a mere trickle in some places. In others, it's completely disappeared. So let us find out why this river has dried up and the consequences of it. Firstly, let's discuss the ecological devastation caused by the drying up of this river. Rivers have always been like the beating hearts of our planet, keeping the natural world alive and kicking. They're the go-to watering hose and cozy homes for countless plants, animals, and critters. But with the Euphrates River drying up, it's an all-out catastrophe for the plants, animals, and critters that relied on its life-giving waters. The entire web of life that thrived around this river is now hanging by a thread. Species ideally suited to the river's unique conditions are bordering on the edge of extinction. The effects of this unraveling ecosystem reach far beyond the river's immediate surroundings. The loss of biodiversity and the disruption of ecological processes have repercussions that ripple throughout the planet. You see, like a food web, it's all interconnected. When one strand of this intricate web weakens or snaps, it sends shockwaves reverberating across the entire ecosystem. So, for hundreds of years, the Euphrates River has been the ultimate life source for fertile soils that made agriculture thrive. But now that the river has dried up, we're facing a full-blown agricultural catastrophe. However, this crisis isn't just limited locally. It's spreading like wildfire and has its sights set on global food markets. So if this doesn't bother you, then maybe it should. You might want to brace yourselves for a ripple effect that could worsen food shortages and deepen the socio-economic divide. The rich will have full bellies, while the poor struggle for a mere morsel. The drying of the Euphrates River has distorted the lives of the communities that rely onto it to survive. Entire villages and towns that once thrived with the river's water now find themselves in uncertain circumstances. Water scarcity has hit these communities hard, and it's not just a little hiccup, but a major crisis that requires immediate attention and assistance. The water they used to drink, irrigate their crops, and handle their daily chores was nowhere to be found. For some, their lives have disappeared in the blink of an eye. The impact on human health is downright scary. With water scarcity comes a host of waterborne diseases, spreading like wildfire. However, without proper sanitation facilities, the crisis is amplified. The drying of the Euphrates River has turned communities' lives upside down. Drinking water? Gone. Irrigation? Forget about it. Daily chores? Good luck. These folks are stuck in a world of uncertainty, battling conflicts over limited resources and facing a health crisis. many scientists have expressed that this is one of the worst health crises. The drying of the Euphrates River also has horrifying geopolitical ramifications. The river has historically been a contentious conflict between nations, and the current crisis further exacerbates regional tensions. The competition for dwindling water resources intensifies, posing a serious threat to regional stability, and potentially leading to conflicts over control and access to water. As nations grapple with the unfolding crisis, international cooperation and diplomatic efforts become paramount in finding sustainable solutions. So we've understood the ramifications of the drying up of the Euphrates River. But how was it caused? Well, low rainfall is one of the main causes of the Euphrates River drying up. Iraq is now experiencing its worst drought in history. Iraq and the surrounding region experience droughts, climate change, and rising temperatures. The issue has existed for years. The drying up of the river has an impact on more than 7 million people. Over 800 families have left the communities along the Euphrates River due to the crops failing, due to insufficient rainfall, high temperatures, and river drying. As you can see, this is the Euphrates River in the past, and this is the condition of the river today. It's a little sad, don't you think? What once was a beautiful river is now a tiny stream about to become a desert. What once was the provider for families has become a dried-up desert, cracking at the seams. Well, you might find this interesting, but did you know that Abrahamic faiths consider the drying of this river as a sign of the end times? According to the Bible, a significant event linked to the second coming of Jesus Christ and the rapture is the drying up of the Euphrates River. In Revelation 16:12, it's stated that the sixth angel poured out his bowl on the Euphrates, causing its water to dry up, preparing the way for the kings from the east. The Euphrates River has historically served as a formidable barrier, hindering armies from moving from east to west. Its size, spanning over 1,800 miles long and approximately 300 yards wide, has been a vital source of life in the region. The Bible predicts that the drying up of the Euphrates in the last days will enable the passage of the kings of the east. Although the Bible does not explicitly identify the kings of the east, biblical scholars and theologians offer various interpretations. One prevalent view suggests that they symbolize the rise of powerful political and economic entities in Asia, particularly China. In Revelation 9:16-18, John prophesies that these kings will command an army of 200 million, a staggering number given the population at the time of writing. And shockingly enough, in contemporary times, China possesses a military force exceeding 200 million, aligning with the biblical prediction. Regardless of their identity, the kings of the East are depicted as a formidable force during the end times, playing a role in the final battles preceding Jesus' return. Their journey will require crossing the Euphrates River en route to the Valley of Armageddon. Recent news reports indicate that the Euphrates River is experiencing a decreased water flow. Studies conducted by the University of Arizona revealed that over the past century, the river's flow has diminished by more than 60% due to dam construction and irrigation projects in Turkey, Syria, and Iraq. An unexplained factor has also caused intermittent increases in the river's flow. This decline has significantly affected the region, resulting in water shortages and impacting the livelihoods of those reliant on the river for agriculture and fishing. Do you think this could be God's work? The drying up of the Euphrates River aligns with the prophecy in the Bible, signifying a crucial sign for us to be prepared for Jesus' imminent return. In Matthew 24:44, it's advised that we should remain ready, for the Son of Man will come unexpectedly. So what do you think? Do you think the Euphrates River drying up could signify the world ending? The drying up of the Euphrates River is not just an isolated incident. Still, it's a stark reminder of the impending global water crisis that humanity will face. The terrifying consequences experienced in the wake of this event demand immediate action and cooperation. Addressing the ecological devastation, agricultural crisis, humanitarian challenges, and geopolitical implications requires a multifaceted approach involving sustainable water management, conservation efforts, and international collaboration. The fate of the Euphrates River should serve as a wake-up call, propelling us to prioritize preserving our planet's vital water resources before it's too late. Well, with the Euphrates River drying up, what do you think's the reason for it? Do you think this is a sign of the end times, or do you just think it's an effect of global warming and we need to do better as humans? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Also, hit the bell icon to never miss an update from us.